Hello and welcome to another episode of Duos in Destiny, where two unpaid interns still have not come back from getting coffee for their bosses. And in the meantime, they've been stuck in a closet playing Dungeons and Dragons for your entertainment in the form of a homebrew Spelljammer campaign brewed up by my home specifically. I'm your Dungeon Master, Logan, and I would like to give a very special shout out to two important people in our lives. The first one being Jason Wardell of In the Vast Forest on Spotify and Bandcamp. Those sweet, sweet tones in the background of my voice. And this episode and all previous other 51 other episodes, 50 episodes, sorry. All of them are highlighted by Jason Wardell of In the Vast Forest on Spotify and Bandcamp. Be sure to go check him out and show him your love from us. What are you doing if you haven't already? Thank you for your support. And otherwise, give a special shout out to Roll for Sketching on Instagram. She does all of our custom character artwork. Check that out at the midroll, or just go check out the Instagram and like every single one of her posts. And if you do it at a very early hour in the morning, it really makes her happy. So, like 4 o'clock in the morning, if you just set yourself a reminder and go in and like every single post from Roll for Sketching, that would make my day, knowing that you did that personally from me, Logan at Duos in Destiny. So, without further ado, I'll pass it to you.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I am Brandon. I'm your player here at Duos in Destiny, specifically on Commander's Log. And thank you and welcome back to episode number 51. 51. We've technically crossed the half of a century. We're so
half of a century.
We've crossed half of a century. 51.
A century
is 100
years.
Yeah, we're on episode 51.
Oh, that doesn't explain a lot. We only do one episode per year.
Yeah.
Well, we look good for our age.
It wasn't meaning just the years, but thanks for tuning in to today's episode. And if you haven't yet, check out our descriptions or our socials in the description: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and our Spotify. If you're not listening there, go follow us on those. We'd greatly appreciate it. And if you're here on YouTube, hit the like, subscribe, and hit that little bell notification so you can see all the times that we post, so you can just get it right to your phone. So we'd appreciate that. Without further ado, I really think we're going to break right into tonight's episode of Commander's Log.
Commander's Log!
Finishing off the last elf, last Uskanori elf, they were searched, and a few other things happened to them specifically after they were taken care of. But a short rest was taken in the midst of that platinum room, where, unbeknownst to them, they found a secret hidden hatch, and it explained many mysteries that might have surrounded the Askanori elves and why they were there and how long specifically they were in that location. They gave a lot of insight to that certain scenario. Also, very interestingly enough, as we were about to leave, we could hear voices. And these voices used to be the people that were ferals. They were almost released, if you will, come back to their senses, maybe another way to put it. But we found about a dozen of them. And we end up, in quotations, rescuing them and bringing them back to NT, where Carson had a very kind of short meeting with the king. And quick facts, pretty quick back and forth, and then back at the Starhammer, Carson asked for the 12 ferals to be taken to the Temple of Femus to hopefully find a way to either incorporate them into society, figure out who they are, because they just kind of had no recollection of any memories. But Carson had just walked into Zage's Spelljammer.
Helm
room, thank you, if I do not mistake myself. And that is exactly where we cut her off.
Yes, it is. Sorry, you caught me with the hiccups, so that's super sick.
Would you like me to keep talking?
No, you're fine. If I have also remembered correctly, it is just about midway through the 8th of Mentir. You guys had spent the entire evening and in through the night in the forest itself, and then had returned and had not long rested on the journey back or after meeting with the king. So, with that being said, you do technically have a point of exhaustion on yourself because you have not completed a long rest in over 24 hours.
I went in. We came back out of the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Took a long rest.
Oh, did you?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Went back to the ship. We took a long rest, and then we went back in, and then I wasn't in the forest for very long after that one.
No, but it went through the night.
It went through the night because we made it to the circle within like the first hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah. And so then you did short rest again.
1 hour.
Yeah, after the combat. And then you plunged it, so maybe like another 30 minutes, and then call it like an extra hour by the time you get all the way out.
So 4.5 hours.
Yeah. So then you transported back to NT, New Torvengard, and spoke with the king.
Uh-huh.
And then came back to the Starhammer and spoke with Zage, and entered Zage's quarters.
So wouldn't it just be like the evening?
It'd be like midday of because you guys.
I wouldn't know, but I long rested though the night before. Because we left the forest, remember? We first went in, discovered where it was. We left the forest, long rested in the Starhammer.
Okay.
And then went back in.
Gotcha. So your sleep schedule is just a little off right now, is basically the gist of it.
Potentially. Not too far off.
Because you pretty much stayed up through the night, woke up before the night went, and then went down to the forest.
I don't believe so.
It was nighttime while you were there. Because the moon was overhead, and the sun was not out.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
I'm sure we did not mess up that timeline.
Okay.
But, so it's about midway through the day of the 8th of Mentir by the time you were returning to Zage. Like, we'll call it right around lunchtime when you get there. He turns to you, his eyes glazed over, being attuned to the spell jamming helm. But you guys still are at the docks of New Torvengard, just outside the palace. To you, my sir.
You wanted to speak with me?
Well, I suppose there's a lot that's been going on, isn't there? And I don't know everything that you had seen whatever it is that you just did happened.
What did I do?
I
don't even know how to quite describe it, honestly, Zage. It certainly wasn't what I thought it was going to be. That's for certain. At first, I thought we were walking into the cells of the gods. I thought that it's like such an anti-magic field there, that this is where they were being held. This is the spot. Not the case. It was 3 Ascanori elves, all within Spelljammer-like style pods. We eradicated all 3 of them. They came out swinging. Almost as if every single time we took one out, Paizo got stronger, going from not being able to access his magic to feeling strength he had never felt before, which we presume now is because they are free. Which I don't know has really struck me until now. The fact that we just went from 1.5 gods free again back to 4.5 gods free again. I guess if they're all to the extent of Femus, maybe in between there and Zishan. But the numbers just drastically grew.
Yeah, it's a huge change.
I presume Femus will reach out to me soon. In some fashion. Um,
That would be a really odd statement if it were not coming from you.
well, it was odd. Used to be odd. That's the best way I can really say it. It doesn't feel odd anymore. Mainly because my life feels like I've opted for a different outcome.
No kidding. You're not on the normal path of that anybody.
I've accepted it at this point. I've accepted that my role is beyond my own. So I'm more at peace with it.
There's a strange wisdom that's come about you that I can't really explain it. It wasn't there so many months ago, really, at this point. I mean, yes, it's been almost a year or so since we've met, but
It's just one of those things we've just done. We've done so much. So many things we've encountered and seen. Traveled to and from. A lifetime of.
our whole world has been flipped up and turned upside down. In,
Feels like it should be a song or something.
yes, about moving elsewhere to avoid bullies, starting a new life with new people.
I like that. We did do that too, actually. Kind
Yeah.
of.
Like a fresh, I don't know,
Like a fresh.
commander of New Torvengard.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
When did you get those dice in the mirror?
Oh, that? It's a good luck charm.
I just, yeah, I mean, it's hard to fathom how much we've done. And I guess my wisdom is it's earned. I feel like the simple things that I used to worry about,
Not worries anymore.
they hardly even exist. Everything we do, it feels like it operates on such a grandiose scale that it's everything that's so minor is, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. What does it matter when we're trying to fight off blood-hungry elves that have been around for thousands of years? You know what I mean?
That reminds me, I didn't even get to ask you, what were they doing in the pod, in that, the whatever you found them in?
I'm not sure exactly. My hypothesis at this point, I think, is that they were the three angels going around.
Like they were the cause of.
Yeah, the change. Like they got. I don't know. There's something in my head that makes me feel like they were able to pull the magic from those three that were locked away, and use their magic, in a way.
Like they were siphons.
Yes, and they were pretending to be those three to a certain extent. Just going to play, I guess. It just makes sense. The numbers line up, the activities line up. The second they were defeated, the pharaohs came back as normal. The magic that had turned everybody into beast folk dissipated. It just lines up so well. I could be way off, but it makes sense.
I would almost say with 100% certainty, whatever you did freed those gods. I'm sure you couldn't see it through the canopy of the trees, but there was, as soon as you guys had, I mean, you were down there for a while, but then everything happened all at once. There was like small eruptions coming from that moon, like lances of light energy breaking through the surface. And then all of a sudden it was as if the moon just tore itself apart entirely, and every single stroke of magic carved away bits and more of that surface of the moon until there was nothing but this mass of ball of energy that was horribly bright, illuminated the entire night sky. And then, though that one large orb of energy separated into three before each of them just winked out.
Well, that stinks that I missed that.
Yeah, it was incredible,
Yeah.
to say the least.
That sounds fantastic.
It was quite the show from where we were.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could see it across the entire
We
surface.
could see the light. It definitely impacted things and helped at times, actually.
I didn't even mention the fact that when the massive ball of energy erupted from the surface, it basically evaporated the surface of the moon, and turned it to dust, which rained down on Vistrotar.
Oh, really? Huh. Well, I'll be. I mean, Paizo, I absolutely trust his feelings. And like a light switch, he knew. He knew that Tiara was free. At that point, I figured that we had done it, that we had unintentionally, honestly, done it. I never presumed that would have caused that, but it makes sense. All the facts are there.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to believe it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Well, I'm glad that you got to. That sounds. I'm sure you'll never see it again. So, or anyone will.
Probably true.
Yeah.
Weird circumstances and everything. I don't imagine you'll find another moon encapsulating gods.
Yeah. It's pretty neat.
Needs an understatement.
It was in nature, so. Sorry, there's many thoughts going through my head. I guess what main thing is I think we can rest here this evening, but I think we need to, without further ado, go right on to our next mission of scouting out Tebos.
Waste no time.
No, I mean, strike while the irons are hot, I guess is the saying, right? We freed the gods. That might draw more attention to us. So now might be better time than ever to make sure our ducks are in a row, to make sure that we can get this force going. Can you remind me, did we send the Ark for the Thrycreen?
Let's go with that happened behind the scenes, yes.
It
Regardless of whether
was
it did
sent.
or not, yes.
Okay. So there's a time limit on that then, or at least a time frame, not limit necessarily, but they will be coming. So we better get ourselves going. We built one city, what's a small little operating base?
No kidding. If my calculations are correct, the Thrycreen should only take maybe a week and a half before they're packed up and headed this way.
Okay.
Or arriving, I suppose, would be the... Arriving where, I guess, is the next question.
Well, can we communicate with the ship's jammer?
We could, yes.
Okay. Maybe we need to. We can iron out some details, and then we probably need to have them head back to here, orbit around, but we can at least find our way now. After that, we'll find our way to Tebos with them once we clear, because at this point, we don't know where, when, where, or how. And maybe it won't be Tebos. Maybe it'll be Waterworld.
Ganitar.
Galatal? Gannet, you mean?
Oh, yes, sorry. I added the tar.
Sounds kind of cool. Well, Anything else you need from me? I think I'm gonna go get some rest.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, maybe you should get some rest too. We're safe here.
Yes, I'll rest up.
Okay. I guess you would know. Is anybody else left the ship, or is everybody else on?
Everyone has stayed.
Okay.
We're basically just waiting orders for whatever needs to happen next.
Well, I guess if you wouldn't mind giving a simple announcement out, or where's everybody down?
They're at the galley right now,
Okay.
breaking for lunch.
No, I'll head down that way.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you want to come?
Sure, there's no need for me to be seated here for so long, and especially if I'm going to rest.
Okay. We'll go down to the galley.
Okay. The two of you journey down, and you find everybody within the galley eating lunch, enjoying just a small chat between. I couldn't figure out what that was either.
Yeah, weird.
Just a small conversation driving between everybody. The Thrycreen are present and kind of having their own chittering conversation in the corner.
Oh, crap. I look at his age. These guys need to get to work.
Yes, we were going to send them to the academy, weren't we?
Yes, we were.
Which that's up on the Vampire Moon.
Rathport.
Yes.
Should we see if we can get a ship sent for them?
To come pick them up here?
Yes.
Oh, that'd be easy enough, yes.
Yes. Let's see if we can get a ship picked up, and then that way, Tantum, excuse me, I forgot his name. Tantum will have direct impact on where they go, when they go, and that way it'll be a little bit more comfortable.
That's fine. Yes, I can arrange that for us.
Okay. I mean, they have a day. Well, everyone, how are we doing? I don't mind playing 7 people right now.
I'll just start off with Bridge because he's the first one in my mind.
That's what I'm talking about.
Doing good, Captain. I didn't know if we would have time to maybe possibly restock some of the items from the galley. We just used up some food stores, feeding extra people and everything. So I don't know what we have in tail, but might not be a bad idea just to get a little bit more.
Great idea.
I have those once in a blue moon.
No, you have them all the time. Yes.
Yeah, I like that jelly I made.
Yeah, never mind. You do have some that aren't that great, but
Rude.
Everyone's got a critic.
Yeah, food critics are just the worst, man.
We're going to leave in the morning. So you have this afternoon
Oh, okay.
to go shopping.
Where are we going?
We're going to go scout a new location,
Oh, okay.
if you recall.
Yeah,
yeah. So, yeah.
The secret base.
Yes. Brish, yes. Do you have money?
No. I spent it all last time.
Okay, how much do you think you'll need to restock? And to restock only.
Okay.
Things are a little tight right now.
Honestly, if you give me 10 gold, that'll be more than enough.
Okay.
Is that too much?
No, that's just fine.
Okay. You got me nervous just to ask for some money.
Here is 50.
50? That's a lot more than 10.
Yeah, you're correct. If there's something else that you need to add additionally, make sure we have plenty of wares. I'm not sure. This could be an extended trip, so
Okay.
who knows what could happen.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Pazor chimes in. Is there anything we need to get accomplished before we leave? Are we just dropping off the Thrycreen and then heading on our way?
I can't think of anything. Am I forgetting something?
No, I was just double checking.
No, I don't want to bother my folks during this time. Be quick anyway, so I don't want to bug them, and unless we'd like to try to sell.
Your folks would be themselves again.
Dang.
I just wanted to point that out to you. I'm not going to force you. I mean, I haven't gone back and seen any of my family in a very long time.
We were there not very long ago.
Right, but even then, it's more of just a quick visit. It's not.
You're right.
I don't know.
You're right.
But
I'm gonna go visit my family this afternoon.
I didn't want to force you. I was just saying that a lot has happened.
You're right.
Your poor brother lost his wings.
Yeah, actually, I'm quite certain that he will be distraught. But
Probably a fair assessment.
he'll be fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, I will do that. Thank you for pulling my head out of the clouds. Trying to worry about too many things.
Listen, it's not every time you can see your family, so I would get it in when you can.
Fair enough. If anybody else needs anything to take care of, please do it. And after this, we'll be running a reconnaissance mission towards Tebos. So,
Captain, can I actually get just a little bit of gold my way to do some repairs?
sure. How much do you need, Verifa?
Well, I've been working on a little bit of the that sailfish boat that we've been. I've got a couple tweaks to make to some of the design, and I was going to preemptively work on some of the design so I can turn it into tent them, specifically the eyeball turret that I had an idea of. So I was hoping about like 250 gold pieces. I know it's kind of expensive, but a lot of moving parts.
That is pretty expensive.
And of course, some of it's going to go to the other repairs made to the ship, but
That's fair. We do need to restock that as well, if you don't mind taking care. We're down about 225 gold there. Would there be a place that way I could potentially sell these scimitars?
yeah. I was trying to figure out if you were asking somebody for a moment, and then I was like, I think you're asking me.
I am asking you, sir.
That was the I had the dial-up sound going on in my head, and there was just a big spinning circle for 5 moments.
Arifa, do you think you'd be able to go sell these three?
I mean, they'd fetch the best price back up on NIDA. I mean, Rathport, but
That is very true, actually. Hi, caramba. Okay, I'm trying to do simple math in my head and it's not mathing.
Pazor chimes in and he goes, horribly, I think they would fetch a very pretty price on Rathport.
Okay, Arifa, we need about 225, 226, we want to be technical gold to get us back to 500 repair parts here.
Okay,
How much did you accumulate that for in your price?
about 150 is where I was going to go, because I know we'd used up some of them.
Okay, so I will give you 325 gold then to get us back up to the 500.
Yeah, and that'll give me plenty of material just to tinker around with and kind of fine-tune my ideas.
Very good. Okay, Zage, we'll take the Thrycreen in the morning. We'll stop by, try to sell these ourselves.
Understood.
Figure that might be a little bit better. If we can go, I don't think any of us want to use these.
I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm off to go see my folks. If everybody can be back on the ship, let's sleep here this evening. And then we'll be off first thing in the morning to Rathport.
Ready to go first thing in the morning. Understood, Captain. Commander, sorry.
Very good.
I would never call you Captain, actually. So
Yeah.
that was a misspeak on the DM's behalf, not Tantham's. Zage's.
Who are you talking
Also, another misspeak on the DM's behalf. Get it together, you idiot.
about? Who is this DM? Very well. All right, I'll see you all shortly. And I will take off towards my folks' house.
Okay, awesome.
Skip. Toodaloo.
Yep, absolutely. Is there any specific path you take through the city?
I don't know the city well enough to do that.
Okay, cool.
But I see if I can find some flowers.
Okay.
Or a bakery.
Yeah. Yeah, your mom can. Oh, actually, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no kidding.
She owes me.
She owes you. That's pretty funny.
Thank you. I'll be here all night.
Would you like take a common path through? You trying to take?
Oh, whether or not I'm trying to hide?
Yeah, because if you want to get flowers as well, you would know most of the markets.
That's fine. I'll walk through.
Okay, I would say most of the markets are down on like the main level, at the lake level, and then your parents live up on the side of the mountain. So you'd basically be trekking down to trek halfway back up.
That's fine.
Okay, cool. It's while you're walking through the streets, it's a little while before anybody stops you, and then once one person stops you, a few more do. And it does take you longer than you would expect just to get through the city itself, of people just stopping to meet you, essentially, at the end of the day. And tell you, a lot of them just tell you a quick little story, or even tell you that they have been regular visitors of the Temple of Themis, or anything between the likes, just giving you small little updates of their personal life. And you get a large glimpse to the actual life of Torvengard itself, or of New Torvengard. And almost any of them that do stop you ask you if you have any idea what happened to the moon and the sky and why people are normal again.
I probably brush them off to play dumb and
Okay.
just go, nope, no, not sure, but we think it's. I'll be like, yeah, we think it's great.
Most everybody is surprised that you're not directly involved in whatever happened. That's the general consensus, is they figure is probably due to you, especially with you showing up shortly thereafter. So you pick up on a lot of rumors as well of people being like, oh, I assumed, like I heard that you flew into the moon itself and punched it to pieces. Some are like outlandish. Some of them more tame, Others are the Starhammer exploded the moon. Anything and everything. Just wild stories explaining what happened and people asking you if it's true at the end of the day. Finally, you make it down to the lower market and you can pick up whatever you would like here. If it's just simple flowers or...
Yeah, try to get a basket of an array of like simple foods, fresh foods and stuff, and then flowers.
Okay. If you go for some like food and flowers, I'd say it's probably closer, like 7 silver pieces.
Perfect. You know how many silver pieces I have?
How many?
7.
Is it really? That's
Yeah.
super funny.
Good.
Okay. Awesome. From that, you easily make your way back to your folks' house. When you get there, is there any conversations you want to have with them, or do you just want to kind of breeze past?
Yeah, we can, for sake of brevity.
Okay, perfect.
Just embrace them and probably spend, if it's now like 3 o'clock there or whatever, I'll probably be there till about 10 o'clock or whatever, 11.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But
what?
talking,
How much do you tell them about what happened?
I probably tell my folks.
Okay.
At the end of the day, what's it gonna hurt, So.
Yeah. Your brother, you would know, is largely disappointed in the change because he was growing very accustomed to his wings.
Chilling.
Both your parents are incredibly relieved.
Yeah.
On almost any account. You make the comment that your mom can bake again, which is a comment she hadn't considered even yet, with just being one day with the changes. But both of them are incredibly relieved to have a son with 2 legs and no wings.
Yeah, that's fine.
But otherwise, he's been doing great with the Spelljamming Academy and kind of advancing, essentially, in his training. So that's the biggest news you get from them. And then, without further ado, you wind back up on the Starhammer very close to the end of the evening.
No, I just go crash.
Okay, perfect.
Say hi to whoever's still up, and I go to sleepy boy.
Perfect. Ninth of Mentir
It's the
is
ninth.
to you.
May I take a long rest, sir?
You absolutely can take a long rest. I actually would like to, I guess, take a step back. In the night, you can definitely long rest.
Oh, I was like, I literally had just clicked it.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. In the evening,
In the night.
you are, you're visited.
Hello?
You don't wake up from this. It is part of your dream. Your dream takes you to darkness all around you. And then off in the distance, you see 5 bright lights kind of circling each other. And then you zoom towards them before each bright light forms into an individual. And you can see past the lights themselves, as blinding as it is to look at. The first one you notice specifically is Zishan. And then you notice 3 women and Themis. And they all kind of look at you, and there are broad smiles from everyone, gracious bows from the 3 women before those 3 disappear. There's a beaming smile that comes from Zishan before he too disappears, leaving you with the bright light that is Themis, that calms down into what you would just know as the Dwarven Man that you have so many times before too had a conversation. Carson.
We did it.
You sure did, didn't you? My sisters, my nieces, we're finally reunited.
That's so relieving. I wasn't sure. We hoped that we'd done it. But to have confirmation, to know that we accomplished it.
To know that they're safe. They've not been eradicated. That brings me more peace than you could know.
And Zishan, he's
here with us now.
ascended.
Yes.
He's no more with me. That's bittersweet, but
With no small thanks to you.
To his own accord. He was a huge asset alone while we had him. But I'm glad to see him back.
That tells me the people of Torvengard are embracing us as well.
They are, very much so.
It's only a matter of time before Zabre, Prodona, and Tiara are all spread throughout the masses.
We'll make sure that that happens. That way they can feel the voices, the power again that they deserve.
Your dedication never ceases to amaze me, Carson.
It's it's words are hard to come by. Thank you.
I don't think I can tell you thank you enough. We are indebted to you. There's only so much I can do, but count this as a start. And he kind of finger guns to your chest, where the chest is, and this small beam of energy lashes from his finger and smacks straight into your chest, and you realize as you look down, you're wearing your plate armor. And there is this bright emblem that blazes on the plate armor, the symbol of a hammer, or maybe it might be a gavel, one of the two, you're not too sure, but it's emblazoned broadly on your chest.
What is this?
Think of it as my boon. A simple thanks for everything that you've done and what you represent to us and to them as well.
Thank you.
Likewise.
Well, the world's a better place with you all in it. And I guarantee that I will keep trying.
The worlds are still in turmoil. Your work is far from over. The more that we are this, the less we can interact with you. The more important it is that our worship, our followers, become more prominent within New Torvingard as well as wherever you go.
Yes.
That is what will restore order.
Bring balance.
Hopefully.
I will do my best to spread all the message I can.
You've done enough so far. But I have to ask you to continue.
I didn't plan on stopping. We're just getting started.
I knew that in my heart. I knew that'd be your answer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me purpose.
Likewise, is the easiest way to put that. Thanks to you, and a lot from Zishan as well. We've both seen the errors in our ways. We seek to make changes. Be the gods we should have been when we failed you so long ago. It's odd to say these words, but the Ascanori were right. To some degree, we had failed.
I understand.
This is our penance. You should not have been part of this. All of you should not have been part of our penance. This is a fight between the Ascanori and ourselves. They involved you. And it's time we ended that.
What do you mean by that?
By what? That they involved you?
Yes.
Their quarrels are not with the people that inhabit the worlds. The quarrels are with us.
Understood.
But they knew that was the easiest way to harm us.
Yes.
To take our power was to destroy the very ideas of us, to destroy everybody that followed us. They did that systematically until we were next to nothing.
Right.
It was the cling of life that Torvingard held that kept me going. Small threads to pull the others together. A job completely unfinished by the Ascanori. And luckily, we were able to capitalize on that. I think that is probably the only grace that they would have given us. I don't think there's anybody else left. Of my family, at least. It's us 5. Which also means there's voids to be filled. I fear we'll probably head into a time of strife. A time where power will be up for the grabs. And it is a matter of making sure the right people fill those spots. That is why I bestow that upon you. You know what that symbol is?
Well, it appears to be like your hammer, but it's different.
Close. The symbol for order is what it would be.
And what does that mean?
He was my son. Brother Tazetian, God of Order. I'm going to look up his name before I say it wrong.
Chirek.
Chirek, I thought so. That is Chirek's symbol. I wanted to make sure Chirek wasn't the god of war.
No, that's Kojak.
For Jack, yeah, and that was a different banner. That was
He's
Morad's.
Yeah, he's under death.
Yeah. That is the symbol of Chirek. Of order. Exactly what this sphere lacks. But something, somehow, you've sought to put back together. Single-handedly without my influence. I think you'll find it comes with some benefits.
It's an honor. I kneel. I get down to like one knee and I put my fist over. Then I do the clap over it. A real honor.
And when you raise your head from the bow, Venus is gone.
It's me raising my head from my bed.
Exactly. You see Hal, the mud bat, clinging to a corner, quizzically looking down upon you.
Wow. I just like fall back. Sneeze.
Pineapple, 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 pineapple,
Oh,
pineapple,
I despise you. That was, oh my gosh, that was in my nose, and I'm so dissatisfied.
Oh, I know. That was pure evil right there that I just committed. So I apologize. I sincerely apologize.
Sure.
But, with my apology, I am also going to let you find that sneeze as we take our break.
Oh,
So
lovely.
we're going to take a quick short break as he sneezes and we refill our cups of coffee and whatever else we need. Stretch our legs. So stay tuned.
Peep the new mid-roll, as there's a little bit more art in there for you to check out today.
From Roll for Sketching on Instagram. Show her your love from us.
Check her out.
See you soon. And welcome back to episode 51 of Commander's Log. You've joined Duos and Destiny right after the break. We're diving back into it. So you have just long rested. You have just finished a impromptu midnight meeting with a few gods. And you wake up in your bed. And that is exactly where you left off. So you wake up in your room, back on the Starhammer. It is the morning of the 9th of Mentir. What are you doing, Carson Hallebrand?
We'll set the stage to go straight to Raftport.
Okay.
So
Perfect. During the breakfast morning meeting, essentially, you ready everybody for the trip to Tebos itself. You set aside some time afterwards directly to plot the course with Zage, and you also take the time to check in on the other happenings around you. You activate the portion of the orrery that allows you to see and track the Ascanari ships, and you see they're still combing through the outskirts of the Terran fields themselves currently, so they're not near where Vistrotar actively is, and Tebos is an inner planet as well, so you'd be going away from them a little bit further. With that being said, is there anything you want to do during the journey?
I need to go to Raftport first.
Yes, you do.
That's what I said.
Did you? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
yes.
no, that's fine.
I tuned that out. Yes.
Oh.
Okay, no. The journey to Raftport is
Yeah.
a very short one
Yeah,
that you can make very quickly.
and it can be a quick interchange here.
Yeah.
So basically just finding Tantum, making sure everything's kosher with the Thri-Kreen walking around, which maybe they see. I don't know if they have other ships that stop by. I don't know if there's any intergalactic stoppage, there.
None so far.
Yeah, so probably taken aback by these large creatures starting to walk around, but get that situated to where they're comfortable, safe. Tantum's got an eye on them. Try to go pawn. I'll probably actually just send Paizo or somebody to go pawn those scimitars real quick.
Okay, perfect. To who?
Probably, what's her name? Angelica.
Antonia?
Antonia.
Yeah, okay. You want to send Pizor then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You stay on the ship? Or
no, that's what, while I'm going to the Tantum thing.
Gotcha.
Double dinghy here.
Okay. I will roll a persuasion check for Pizor real quick.
Come on, Paizo. 1 million gold berries.
That is a 13.
Okay.
Okay. When he returns, what all did you give him?
The 3 semis.
The 3 semis?
Yeah, I don't think.
Because you had some of the armor as well, and I don't remember how many of those you took.
Yeah, I think I want to leave that, and I'm going to give that to Zage. So
Okay.
if he wants to put that on, use it at all.
Perfect.
That stuff's all pretty basic. We'll keep that in the ship's inventory. Yep, no, that's it.
Okay. He comes back with 15,000 gold pieces.
Sorry, I was cleaning out my ears for those that can't see me. What did you say?
He comes back with 15,000 gold pieces.
In what, a golden wheelbarrow?
A lot of it's platinum.
Okay. 15,000? Maybe we shouldn't have sold those. Oh,
And
crud.
when he does, he deposits the large sum of gold with you. And he says, "Do not make me ever go talk to her alone again. She grilled me for questions, and I feel like I barely escaped with my life.
Yeah.
She didn't physically threaten me, but I don't know if she wanted me to leave in general, let alone..."
But look what you come back with.
Right, I was so skeeved out the whole time.
I think she likes you.
Yeah, she would barely let me leave. She was trying to get all the information out from me.
Tap him on the back and I go,
She asked way too many questions for whatever happened with the moon.
your contact next.
No.
Yep. You got
No,
this,
not
Paizo.
again.
I'm proud of you.
No, not again. I didn't tell her anything. I tried not to. I immediately walked in and I said, "No funny business with the charming. I was not going to fall for her the way you did. I was not letting that happen."
All right, easy. Okay, relax.
I'm just saying,
Let's
you
not
fell
point-
for it.
Let's not point. Fell for it?
She didn't give you the option, but I came forward and I said, "No trickery, no funny business."
How much platinum was here?
How much platinum?
Yeah.
Whatever 15,000 divided by 100 would be. Is that 1,500 platinum?
Do you mean by 10?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how much coinage is actually worth. I think you are probably right. It's 10.
I'll make it 100 gold pieces.
That would only be in my favor.
Yeah.
Because it is 10 platinum. No, 10 gold per platinum. So you would have like whatever that is. Why is math so hard? You move 1 decimal point to the left.
14. We're gonna do. Say there's 14,000 in platinum and then 1,000 in gold.
Yes.
Just so I have a little bit there for future breakage.
Perfect.
So we'd have 14,000 divided by 10, so 1,400. So I've got 1,503 platinum.
She did want to speak with you.
Bless you.
because the inspiration. She said that
So funny.
she asked where we got him from, and also that her husband was anticipating a live Askanori on our return,
Yeah.
and instead we return with justy swords. So
Yeah. That deal's off.
I didn't tell them that. I just said we got him on our travels back, and that we were not able to take one alive. To which she was honestly not surprised. It was not a lie.
Yeah, I don't plan on it. We're not evil, and I think that would be doing an evil thing. Don't you a little bit?
Oh, absolutely.
Taking it to a vampire?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't even like the fact that some locals hang out with him and them and have kind of found themselves in that circle.
Kind of strange. Well, that's a battle for another day. Very good, though. These funds will keep us moving quite a bit.
Good.
Brish can buy more stuff for the den.
You hear way down from the deep of the ship. Already way ahead of you, Carson. I got some custom furniture coming. One's a beanbag.
Oh, the big super-sized bean bags. You're right. I want that in my room, Brish.
Dang it.
Okay. Well, Zage, let's be off. Tebos, incoming. I don't say it.
What? You don't say that?
Nope. I go, Zage, let's be off.
Why would you not say that?
I just say, Zage, let's be off.
Okay.
Not while on Raftport.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. With that, you guys depart and are off into the stars from a very familiar to you feeling of jettisoning out into the great unknown, the void that is astral space. You go from the sprawling planet beneath you, the small moon just floating away from you, and then next thing you know, it is blackness to a technicolor blur as you jettison quickly. Tanthem informs you that you will be there this evening.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
He says, it's not a far journey. We'll be there fairly shortly. Just a little bit after dinner time. Is there anything you wish to do on this, the 9th day of Mentir?
No.
Okay, perfect. Brish comes find you during the travel, and he says, if it's okay, I'm going to miss the dry clean. They were training me something fierce. Do you think you could maybe help, pick up where they left off?
Sure. What do you need?
A sparring partner?
Yeah. What are we working on today?
I've been mostly practicing with this spear. Just, they said it's an easy way to keep distance, because they all have those fancy poles. They call them kithkas. But they basically said it helps keep a distance without having to get up close and personal. So just techniques to make sure I keep you away and not here.
Very logical. Okay. All right, let's see what you got.
Okay. And you two spar back and forth. And he's definitely getting, he has a lot of power behind his strikes himself. There is not a lot of quickness. It is more a fierce, massive presence on the field.
Fair enough.
But he's getting workable. Far from your level by any means. Or even Pizor's. He is he's more of a liability than even the automatons. But at the same time, he's better than he once was and is making progress.
Perfect. Hey, proud of him, you know?
Yeah. He does have some treats made for you guys throughout the day. So you gain, roll a d8.
A d8. You say?
I don't know if I've done this in the past,
3.
but I have forgotten. Okay, cool. You have 3 temporary hit points from his food
Cool.
given to you. But other than that, anything else you would like to do before you get to Tebos?
No, I mean I would probably just kind of map stuff out as a rough sketch with, especially up on the fantail deck
Okay,
as
perfect.
we approach.
Um,
Definitely be there, especially as we enter an orbit.
absolutely. You make it there before too long. Just after you guys are eating dinner, you're kind of digesting food, and Zage announces, "We're coming on in shortly. Brace yourselves." And then you pull out of the jamming speed, and before you there is a large reddish brown planet looming ahead of you. You can see that for almost the entire expanse of the planet, it is one solid surface of this reddish dirt. Um, there is one very significant, um, what would you call, feature to the planet, just that you can see from orbit, and that is a belt that wraps around the entirety of the planet, and it is an ever-raging storm. A cloud, or like a belt of clouds, goes around the entire sphere, and you can see it pulsing with lightning. And then, even from space, as the sun is hitting portions of the planet, you can see small bits of glittering throughout the clouds themselves.
Interesting. Does there look like there's vegetation underneath the clouds? Can I see that at all? Like from an
You can make a
angle or anything?
perception check.
Okay. Perception is 16.
A 16. From what you can tell, the planet is largely void of
Right.
vegetation. And even beneath the clouds, there is very little.
Interesting. Okay.
You take note there's one singular moon orbiting the planet, and it is a lot larger than Torvengard by any means, but probably about the same size as Nida, maybe a little bit bigger.
Okay. Night is where Raftport is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Sorry.
Now it's questioning whether how the storm, this feels like an everlasting storm. So how does it move? Is it just like in one place, or is it moving, like rotating around the Earth, or that Tebos?
How long do you watch it?
I would tell Zage that we should probably sit out and watch it for a while,
Okay.
a few hours even if needed.
If you would like, we can spend the evening.
That's fine. That's even better.
Just spend the rest of the day and perhaps take our next steps tomorrow.
Yes, I like that.
Over the course of the evening, you guys observe Tebos itself, and your biggest takeaway is that that storm basically just orbits around, and you can see in portions as it kind of like rotates around the equator of Tebos itself. Parts of it die down and it gets a little bit thinner in bits, and then other portions you can see where bits of the desert pour into it from mountain ranges, and build that storm back up into a raging sandstorm that travels throughout the rest of it. And it basically just feeds into itself eternally.
So, but it's staying on one plane?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
interesting.
basically like rings of the planet, but within the atmosphere.
Okay. At some point later in the evening, if Zage is still awake, I'd find him and see if he'd get out onto the deck and go. Do you think it's wise for us to set up shop on the planet, or do we find our way to the moon again?
Both are very valid. We don't know what waits us on either. Are we looking for privacy? The only inhabitants of the area? Or are we looking for space? If we're looking for space, the option is clear.
You're right.
Privacy, I have no idea. That is a trial and error, I think.
But I mean, that moon is bigger than Nida,
Yes,
and Raftport fits just fine.
correct. But we're also talking an entire resistance of
That's
people.
true. That is true. We could have several ships, huh?
Several ships,
Several.
even maybe a couple bases as
Yes.
well.
Okay. Planet side's probably the way to go then.
And we're also, and you'll need resources too. of some sense.
Right. What we could find at least.
Vistrotar is a short jaunt away, but at the same time, a constant travel is basically a sign saying, hey, look, here we are going between these two planets.
Right.
So,
Very true. Okay. Very good. Well, we will aim to go to the surf side tomorrow.
okay, we'll find the surface of the planet tomorrow.
Okay. Perfect. Yep, I'm gonna go get some sleep.
Okay.
I'll go rest my eyes.
Alrighty. You go find sleep. Another long rest. Happens nothing. Nothing happens, I guess. Sorry, I don't know what the heck I'm thinking. Nothing happens, and we head into the 10th of Mentir. As the crew awakens and gathers about their morning breakfast, it is back to you, sir. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, let's set up shop to go, or set up like whatever we need to in order to get down to the surface and start observing and finding a place.
Okay. As everybody's kind of like pushing the last bits of bites of food on their plate around, Zage breaks the silence and he says, well, no time to wait around, right? We've got a mission to accomplish, and that's what we're here for, right, Commander?
Correct.
To the planet's surface, then, to Tebos.
Yes.
We'll be on our way.
Okay.
And he stands up from the table, pushes out, and heads off. Before too long, you feel the Star Hammer take life beneath you guys and head towards the planet itself. As you are heading towards the planet, it's basically, we'll just divide it into three. One being the central storm that circles the equator, and then you have the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere. Where are you headed first?
Northern.
Okay. As you head to the northern hemisphere, take a perception check with advantage.
Advantage.
Or you and Pizor could roll separately. It's whichever over to you.
No, I'll let Pizor look as well.
Okay.
I only rolled a 6.
Natural 20.
Let's make lose it.
Which is pretty good because he has a high perception of an 8.
Yeah.
So he's got a 28. Sorry, I had to update my notes. Okay. As the two of you are searching over the planet itself, Pizor immediately points out what is not even hard for you to see, but he points it out so much quicker, that amidst the sprawling expanse of a very barren desert, there is 5 spots of blue that are kind of clustered together, close to each other. And as you guys get to a closer look, to the point where you're not quite within the atmosphere yet, but you're basically from space, like International Space Station kind of era, where you can start to see not geological features, but the different colors of the planet itself. It's less of a big reddish-brown blob and more defined features. The storm itself is the first thing that you notice, and the vast colors that kind of shift within it. It is far from just your average, everyday sandstorm. There is lightning of every single different color, and most importantly, it glints. The clouds themselves kind of have to seem like a glitter-like appearance to them. But what Pizor is pointing out to you is a series of oases that are kind of clustered together in one portion of the northern hemisphere. Amidst this broad expanse of deserts, you see 5 small blue lakes, oases, and then a structure that's kind of settled around several of them. And you can even see the makings and outlines of some roads that pass between them. He also points out that from orbit, you can see essentially large trails of dust that streak through random portions of the southern hemisphere mostly, but in the northern hemisphere, there is some movement across the desert themselves that is kicking up dust too. Aside from that, there's not really many features. You can see rising and falling terrain of jagged rocks, some fields of large pillars of rocks. And then in the very southern hemisphere, when you get closer and closer down to the southern tip itself of the globe, not tip itself, but the most southern portion, you see a large cavern or a large canyon split the earth, and then it kind of just gets darker and darker within that canyon itself. All of this he points to you.
Well, I would say first and foremost, we're probably going to go check out this oasis area.
Okay.
And see what do we have here.
Okay. You enter into the atmosphere of Tebos. Immediately, the first thing you notice is how uncomfortably hot the entire planet is. As soon as you overtake the air envelope of the planet itself and it intercepts with yours, it is uncomfortably hot, stifling so. A very dry, arid heat fills the Starhammer. You guys start to head closer and closer towards that oasis, and you start to make out the fact that the entirety of this area is surrounded in a very large wall with several guard posts, not just guard posts, but guard towers. Kind of think of it as like the towers that the beacons are lit for Gondor. Those style of towers along the wall themselves. Spread around the entire oasis itself is circled, and all 5 of those individual lagoons are within. How close do you guys get? How do you approach?
Can we see any life?
Yeah, so there are the largest of those oases has a very sprawling city that kind of spreads out from the center point of it. The closer it gets to the source of water, the taller those buildings are. And as they peter off, they start to get smaller and smaller and smaller. You see there are trails of dust that are kicked up between several of the cities, as if there are caravans that are traveling back and forth. And each of the cities themselves are not even that far from each other. They are well within an hour or few, like maybe 3 hours walk between each city itself.
Okay.
To where all of these are clustered together and you can transport between them. But they're defined cities themselves to where those structures start to peter off, and then it is a small stretch of desert before you get to that next starting city.
And there's a wall that goes around the entirety of all of this.
Yes, of all 5 of them, there's one massive wall that goes around the entire perimeter. You also notice that peeling across the desert in between each of those individual areas, there are vessels, like very similar to the transport vessels that you use to go between Vistrotar and that you use to get around on Vistrotar on the surface of it.
Like those little skiff styles.
Yeah, the skiff transports that you have. There are several vehicles that are traveling between them that are probably about that size, some even smaller, some even larger. And they all kind of travel between each one of them. And from this height, as you're starting to get to this level of detail, you do notice just on the edge of the wall, there is a very large city as well that's on the outside. And it butts up right against one of the walls and then peters off into nothingness until it just meets with the desert. And leaving that... Oh, really?
Yes, you jumped on my leg. Startled me.
Oh, that would be terrifying.
What in the world?
Yeah.
He's in the center over there. Sorry.
Leaving that city that's on the outside of the wall, that's kind of butted up against that wall, leaving that city currently is some kind of very large, rusty appearance metal vessel.
Okay.
It is probably 100 or more feet long and is just kind of churning up this massive bit of dust in its wake. And it's heading south.
Well, would it be safe to presume that the proper etiquette in this moment would be to go outside the wall? Or does it feel like it's so large that I could like land inside the wall?
You 100% could land within the wall, and you would still be. You could easily be a
In
3-hour walk away from
Okay.
any city.
um,
Did he come back? Keep him on your side. I don't want him over here.
I lost him now.
Did
I
you
felt-
punch him into the ground?
He jumped over there on that side.
we're gonna have one of those moments where like technical difficulty thing pops up on the screen.
Yeah,
There's a
he's-
wild cricket.
He's gonna jump on my legs and freak me
I know, that's
out
what
with
it
the
did to
little
me.
grippy legs
Yeah.
they got.
I was
Ugh.
like, what in the world?
The Thrycreen are visiting.
Oh gosh. Okay, we're gonna land. Might as well. Let's figure out some locals. So let's land towards that bigger oasis.
Okay.
Just on the outskirts. And then-
Absolutely. As you guys are getting closer and closer, you can see, you start to make out the ants of people, not the fact that they're Thrycreen or any kind of bug people, but you see that there are movement of people throughout that entire city. And then there is several times that you notice people are gawking and looking up at you as you get closer, and you can make out individuals. Every attention is drawn to this massive structure that's flying through the skies of their city. As you guys take it out just outside of the city and land, by the time you guys are going to land, one, the Starhammer cannot land on
Right,
the
that's
surface,
right.
so you'd have to drop yourselves off or take the Chester down, whichever.
We could land in the water in the oasis.
You absolutely could as well, but that would also be in the center of each one of those cities.
Yeah.
So that's your choice. As you go to make your way far away to land, you see rising from the city are clouds of dust, as there are several vehicles that are heading in your direction. Like several dozen.
Okay. I will grab the Chester, and then we'll Pizor go with me, and we'll take Rio. No, not Rio. Ben.
You take Ben with you. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
feels right. You know.
So you, Pizor, and Ben head down to the planet's surface in the Chester. Do you park it? Do you get out of it? What are you doing when you land?
It's a great question.
It's a great question.
I would presume we will be patient at this moment.
Being patient.
Like landing.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay,
Landing.
perfect.
If I see that many people coming towards us,
Yes.
I just go, Pies will be ready. We might need to take off quickly. It might be fine, but there are a lot coming.
I'm going to make another perception check for Pizor as you guys are waiting. That's an 18. He starts counting. And he's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 27, 33, 39. Several dozen vehicles. It starts off with a massive cloud of dust heading in your way. And as it gets closer, you see a few of them. They all start fanning out, and you can start to count.
What did the
individual
visual of the town look like? I mean, did this look like pristine, well-conditioned, nice buildings?
As you fly over the town, so we can backtrack to that point. As you fly over the town, it is a kind of conglomeration between larger metallic buildings with glittering glass. Very like skyscraper-esque buildings. They're not all super tall. I think probably the tallest one would be about 50 feet tall. But they are marvels of construction. And then in that same vein, whenever you get past those tightly packed metal buildings, you get to more earthen. Goodness gracious. Earthen? Dang it. Idiot. Earthen.
Earthen.
Yes, thank you. Earthen structures. Why could I not pronounce it? You get to very like
Cinnamon.
earthen structures like Adobe kind of style, where it's definitely like a mud brick kind of situation, and those would be like on the outskirts. And once you get to that point, you can see the people that are out there. Everybody seems to wear these long draped garments that cover most of their body, silk scarves wrapped around their heads, protecting them from the sand and the sun. And they're humanoid, from what you can tell, probably roughly mid-sized. Not a lot of very short individuals like you are. You're well accustomed to back on Torvengard. But the buildings range from very nice and pristine looking to like even better than what you would have on Torvengard, especially with the fact that it's like newly constructed city,
Sure.
to slummy-ish.
Okay. So I guess we'll wait for a little bit and
Okay.
see. If it feels like they're like encasing us and it feels threatening, we'll probably go up a little bit in the air.
Yes. So as they back into the current moment, as the vehicles are approaching you and they all fan out, you start to pick off individual ones and start to study them. There are some that are very dune buggy-esque, where it is a vehicle with four wheels and the wheels are tearing across the sand itself, just throwing up trails of it, and you can see people hanging off the sides of the vehicles. You see some vehicles that are smaller, like very small, compact 1 to 2 person riders, where it has an array from 4 to 2 wheels, depending on the vehicle that you look at. You see some of them are massive vehicles that are easily probably about half the size of the Starhammer.
Oh, shoot.
And they have large containers on the back, like flatbeds, essentially, with turrets and all sorts of mounts of weapons. You see people again climbing and hanging off the top. You get, for the best understanding, a visual picture, Mad Max Fury Road coming at you. And as they get closer and closer, they spread out more and more, and they divide off into two separate groups. And immediately they start to encircle you. And as they complete that circle, there are some groups that are going one way and some are going the other. And they just kind of go in a counterclockwise, clockwise circle. The two groups do. Circling where you currently were in the Chester at starting about like a 200-foot radius, but they're circling closer in and in and in. And kicking up a heck of a cloud of dust as well.
Yeah, Pizor, this is not looking great at all.
This plan is nerve-wracking to say the least. Are we staying here?
No, let's go up.
Okay. As you go up, you see, as the Chester rises off of the levels of the sands, some of the smaller vehicles dart in and start to like crisscross and cut off the path and get closer looks at you. And as you look down below, you see every single person is wielding some sort of weapon.
They could just be protecting their home.
Let's go with that. That is comforting.
Yeah.
But where do we go from here?
I have no idea.
How high up are you?
50 feet was my initial thought. So
50 feet. Okay. The first thing you notice is Pizor actually warns you to it. He says, "Look out, that one has a..." And then they release a ballista bolt, and this large chain goes... I'm going to make an attack roll. That misses as it goes just beneath your guys' Chester. And you take a hard path up. There's essentially a massive ballista bolt, kind of like a grappling hook, fired at you with a massive chain linked to this smaller vessel.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
And you see at the same time, more and more of those vehicles are closing in, and more of them are mounted with some sort of ballista-like apparatus. That was a little bit too close for comfort. We're going higher.
I don't even know. I'm trying to think of something, Paizo. What can we do? What can we do? What do we do? I mean, it doesn't even almost seem worth it now. This is a little bit much.
I do not know how you defuse that situation
Nope. Yeah, there's no diffusing that.
in particular.
They tried to shoot a very large grappling ballista at us.
Yes, I wouldn't say they're very welcoming to visitors.
No, not at all.
At least ones that come in the form of whatever we did. I think we're out of range from up here.
Yeah, no, we're safe right here, I think. They do look rather upset down there. We could fly to a different town.
Not a bad idea.
Try again.
Just round two.
Yeah. I don't know what else to do. Or we fly into town. This one and see, but I don't know.
Into town and there's no way out, is my thought. Here, at least we had some kind of escape. We could go up. We are out of their range, but it is not like they are going anywhere.
Right, right.
And as you look beneath you, they're just all circling, crisscrossing between different paths. And for the most part, they're getting almost to the point where you can hardly see the individual vehicles as they're going around in the circle because there's just that much dust getting kicked up.
Well, we'll jet. We'll just go up. We'll go up quite a ways and then just pick a distance.
Okay, perfect. And the Starhammer had been...
What was that?
It came at me.
Was that cricket?
Yeah.
Did he just fly across?
He
the
did.
room? Oh, he did.
That darn cricket.
Oh, he's still alive.
Yeah, he's on the carpet.
Jeez.
Dang.
That scared the bejeebus out of me, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I can't wait to watch that back.
Yeah,
Watch
no
a cricket
kidding.
just fly across the room.
I don't think he's dead yet either. What if I just put this on top of him for now?
Yeah.
The carpet's probably a little soft.
We'll deal with you later once this
Um,
filming's over.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, we'll go. Sorry, I don't even know where we were at, but yeah, we'll fly up high enough that we feel safe.
Okay.
Like, and hopefully, like, you kind of almost lose us since the Chester's pretty small.
Yeah. Oh, we were talking about the Starhammer. The Starhammer at that time had risen up to the point where it's like, probably like 1,000 or more feet up off the ground to
Not
where it.
very high though. In the grand scheme of things, like it still sticks out.
Yes, it still sticks out, definitely.
Well, I'll hit the button, and I'll just tell Sage. Yeah, you need to go to like 20 times your height right now. Whatever was very dangerous.
Understood. Will rise in the atmosphere. A glint in the sun. Is that what you're looking for?
Can I answer?
I suppose not. It is a one-way message spell at that time. Yeah. Okay. You notice whenever you do send that out, the Starhammer raises up and to the point where they kind of get lost in the sun. You can see just a speck, like a bird flying high up above.
Okay. We'll go till we find the furthest city away we will fly to.
Okay. I'll draw like just a base map of the oasis itself real quick. That way you know
That way I knew.
where they're at. Okay. So that would be what the walls of the city are. It's a big hexagon, like an oblong hexagon. That large one is where you guys attempted to go to. So the other 5 are kind of spread out. You could have landed at any point. If you were a ways out, you could have been down here, up here, or just smack in the middle. It's whichever you would want to be. But that's pretty pedantic because at this point you have zipped up and away to a higher altitude and have the full scope of wherever you wanted to go from there.
Yeah, I think we'll fly to across.
Okay, perfect. So you start to journey over that way.
Yeah.
You raise up high enough in the atmosphere to the point where you too would know that if you look down upon the cities, people would be less than ants at this point. Like you couldn't make out individual people or even the movement of anything. you can see the small cloud of dust dissipate, and all those vehicles have spread out. The vast majority have gone and headed back towards that main city, but a few of them, and like smaller groups, have branched off and are heading off to each individual city.
Okay. Boy.
Currently, you would be ahead of any arrivals to any of the cities if you made it, if you directly took a path there. Like basically gained altitude,
Right.
got your bearings, and headed towards the next one, you'd beat those messengers.
I'm trying to decide if it's a smart decision to or not, though, now. It feels like everything's going to be hostile in here, then.
This is just me thinking out loud. Everything about the Chester, everything about the Starhammer is going to raise a lot of suspicion and a lot of
Right.
attention,
Right.
right? Think about the times when you came to Vistrotar for the very first time. You were probably met with a lot of hostilities, but once you were amongst the locals, once you are with the Rawas people, you came to our tribe by foot. You approached us on foot.
Your tribe, yes.
Several of the others, you came by air, but perhaps we should approach by foot some way.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that. Could we park the chest outside of that other town and walk in? But at the same time, we can really stick out once the message is across. But let's try it.
And wherever
not?
we leave the Chester, it is also possible it might not be there when we get back.
We could go back up to the Starhammer, and the Starhammer takes a low swinging arc and drops us off when we walk in somewhere.
That is a better idea, I think.
Okay, let's do that. Let's pull up. There's somewhere up there. We'll find them pretty quick, I think. We go up.
And you absolutely do. So
Okay.
you're able to find the Starhammer and plan from there.
Okay. I'll have Zage swing around to where we feel like we can come in pretty quietly and just drop us off via crane onto the good old sandy earth.
And then that is where that outside town would be. On that side there. Before everything else around it, it's just desert for all the eye can see.
Okay. Does it look like that outside town feeds into the inner town?
Yeah, absolutely. You can see there is pathways and roads that lead from that point. There's like a large, massive arch in the wall that does look like it has some kind of gate to it. But there are roadways that one central large one heading back towards the main city, but then they also branch off in several different locations.
Let's go to the front.
Okay.
Let's start there. Paizo and I will go in there.
How far?
don't
Close to that town, I suppose.
Get us far enough away that nothing's going to be a risk. So you can see best. Don't put us too close where anything be a risk. We'll walk as far as we need to.
Okay, understood.
So
We can drop you just about an hour's walk away.
I think that'd be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
And if we approach real low, we might even be able to avoid some of the suspicion of just a giant ship arriving from the air.
Right. That's
And
what
then we can kind of peel away.
Right. Very
Okay.
good.
So with that, Zage takes the longest arc up and away from this oasis bundle of towns and takes you out towards the desert before he lowers you down, flies close-ish towards that one city, drops you guys off with one of the automatons still been,
Yeah, why not?
okay, and then takes off on the Starhammer, basically making a hard 90, and then eventually you see it peel up and away from the desert and back into the atmosphere.
Okay. We start walking.
Okay. In the 1 hour long walk, I will need you to make Constitution saving throws for both you and Pizor, not the automaton.
Because it's hot.
Because it is Incredibly hot.
It's
Hot is an understatement, especially in what I would assume would be you wearing armor.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think this would be a place where at the moment I would want to take it off. So.
Yeah, in your plate armor, it is unbelievably uncomfortable to trudge across this desert. Every footfall sinks into the sand more than it is worth. Like the energy you expend just to keep going forward is 2 to 4 times more than you ever would just walking regularly.
I rolled a dirty 20.
A dirty 20, okay. Your grit, determination, and sheer fortitude keeps you pressing forward. Pizor chugging along right next to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. It is not before too long when you can see the dust trails of a few vehicles coming off from the distance behind you. There are small beacons of light that are illuminating the sun, basically glinting off of the vehicles, and it looks like they're headed towards your direction because your path is intersecting a larger roadway headed towards this main town.
Okay. I think we just stay true.
Okay, perfect. You head into what is called the town of Cerelion.
Cerelion.
So, Cerilion. As you approach closer and closer towards the border of the town, the first thing you notice is that it is more like shanty towns on the outside. Before you even get into the bulk of the city, it seems like most of the structures are kind of like canvas tents surrounding larger, like mud brick adobe style buildings, where there's typically like one central building and then several of those canvas tents surrounding them. Do you approach them, or are you walking past them, continuing down? They're all a little bit off the beaten path that you're headed in towards the main portion.
I think we should go to the main portion.
Okay, perfect. Eventually, you get up to the point where the road starts to intersect with the very edge of the town. That edge of the town begins with small structures that you can tell are one family dwellings and very tight living quarters. There are a few heads that peek out, and you do start to draw the ire of attention. You're sticking out like a sore thumb.
Yes,
You are
geez.
a man with a war hammer over his shoulder and heavy armor, and no less,
I have my
walking with a lion folk.
I have my duster on.
Okay, you have some sort of coverage over the armor, but at the end of the day, you're still, you are incredibly hot at this
Maybe it
point.
wouldn't be on. That makes sense for it not to be on if that's the. Do I see any clothing or like material shops around that are selling? You know, like the.
Make a perception check.
It's caught to my D4.
I think you just over there shaking it.
It's rolling back and forth between the two of them. I'm gonna re-roll it.
Absolutely fine with me.
17.
17, okay. You see one large stone structure in particular that has several different colorful, not necessarily like banners flying outside of them, but you notice it is a lot of clothes flapping in the wind and large kind of cloaks that are arrayed in kind of like a clothespin situation all around it to make it look like a colorful hut. As you approach, you see several different people that are kind of surrounding it themselves. The main thing you notice as you are walking up to this town is beside the people that are all looking at you incredibly skeptically and incredibly scared is probably the easiest look to describe on their face. The first people to meet your eyes, they don't ask any questions, but they meet your eyes, and you can tell that they're clocking you. Are each one of them are humanoid individuals, not any specific species or anything. They just look regular humans. A very dark, tanned, leathery skin. Each of them is wearing a large garb that covers them head to toe. These individuals themselves all wear a black garb that covers most of them. They have a red band of sash around their waist, and then their entire silk scarf that wraps around their head themselves is also dark, dark red. And each of them has white face painting to even brighten up their face from what it would normally be. And as you walk past them, all of them stare at you. You can tell these individuals are heavily armored as well. Underneath each of their cloaks, you can tell there's bulges of weapons.
Looking for one that I think will fit Pizor and I, and buying, that's what my goal right now is to buy a covering.
Okay, perfect. As you start searching through the individual, not necessarily racks, but clotheslines of cloth, an older lady walks up to you.
Is there something I can help you find?
We're looking for covers.
Yes, you must be quite hot in that attire, don't you?
Quite warm, yes.
Not from these parts, are you?
We are not.
Where are you from? I don't recognize you.
Quite a ways away.
And what is this pet you have with you?
Pointing at Pizor.
He's a man.
He's a what?
A man.
That is a beast, if you don't mind me saying.
It's a lion folk, yes.
A what now?
A lion folk. I'm sure you don't see many here.
It's better I don't ask questions.
Okay. Better not then. How much for 2?
2. Oh, how's 10 gold sound?
Sounds a little steep.
What would you know? You're not from these parts, are you?
How about 6?
You see a cloth tree anywhere around you?
Make a perception or persuasion check.
Persuasion?
Yep.
Persian? A Persian. 13. No, 10.
10.
Come to think of it, I don't see a single tree around here. Weird, it almost must be like it's very hard to obtain any kind of wares, wouldn't it be? That'll be 10 gold.
You've got a deal. Fine.
She kind of snickers and says, pick your color. That line over there would fit you.
I give her platinum.
You really are not from around these parts, eh? I'll give you a helpful tip. Keep your coin purse close. And out of the eyes. Wouldn't let people know you have that much gold on you.
Well, you just took half of it, so...
I would also say that.
Thank you.
And you can pick pretty much any color of some kind of clothing that you would like, but it is a gambit. Most of them are of a neutral beige with small splashes of color, but there are some that are more brighter, like there's a flat out purple one, blue. But the majority of them are the beige's color. She herself was wearing a purple and yellow attire one.
Yeah, I'll definitely find something that's more like the same color as the ground.
Okay.
Something similar.
Perfect, absolutely. You two find some very dusty brown looking cloaks that are just very plain looking, and they help hide all of your being. You look very bulky underneath it, with almost like shoulder pads that carry the cloak out and make your silhouette even larger than it should be. Pizor himself is able to wrap himself up and cover everything. He pulls the hood over tight to hide most of his face in deep shadows. I do not like the way that lady called me a beast.
Yeah.
A pet. But
I think you have every right to be upset about that.
I don't think I've seen anybody but humans around here.
Yes. I agree. We are in one location, so doesn't mean there's not some, but that might be all that's right here.
Where to after that?
I guess we'll try to walk through, or like get to the point where we can go through.
Okay. As you walk further and further into the city, you see that there are more defined streets as opposed to just houses and structures being put up wherever they want to in almost like a spider web array. You get to the point where there are defined lines of streets and sidewalks. And if you're in the streets, you know it because there are vehicles that run right past you. And they are 100% vehicles from every sense of the word. They are not like a modern SUV sitting out there, but it is a rudimentary metal bodied structure. They're typically very buggy-esque looking, like where it's mostly pipe frames. But they have 4 large wheels. Most of the wheels have these kind of like paddle-like attachments to dig into the sand and thrust them forward. And as opposed to engines, you see each of them have some sort of, not a spell jamming helm, but each individual pilot, as you would call them, have a helmet that they sit upon their head and kind of links to the seat that they're within. So they pretty much lock themselves in and travel around. And that is the main method of transportation, is either between either what would be like a bike kind of situation, like a motorbike, or one of these 4-wheeled vehicles. They do not have engines per se. As you can tell, there is a magical essence from them. It is a not latent technology, but like a precursor to the spell jamming helms that you are familiar with. And for the most part, it also looks like some of it is half well crafted. Almost 90% of it is ramshackled, built together with pieces and scrap iron, and some of it is just straight up held together by ropes and a hope and a prayer. And it's in a very array of either nice-ish looking to how is this thing even holding itself together. And even most of the housing is that way as well. Some of it is ramshackle and nothing more than lean-tos, and then other portions of it get into very nice structures with glass clear windows, fine detailed doorways, a small garden in front of them. You see more and more as you get closer and closer to the center and the wall of this town, more of those individuals with the black robes and red sashes. But now that you guys look more akin to the populace, you're not drawing as much attention.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just do our best to blend in.
Okay. Make a general stealth check, the two of you. Did you buy anything for Ben?
I guess technically, yeah.
Okay, I would say that would be covered in underneath the 10 gold that you paid.
Okay.
So it looks like there are 2 adults and a child essentially walking around.
Said perception.
Just a general stealth.
That was a good one too. Still 15. Yeah, 15.
Okay, awesome. Pizor is definitely hanging back behind you and allowing you to gather more attention, but is trailing right along with you at the heels. You guys don't seem to gather any more attention than you had after leaving the market. Once you guys are fully garbed, as you are now, you guys can pass as individuals that are welcome in this town.
Okay. I'll try to see if I can find like a tavern or a bar or something.
Okay. As you're walking through, you see that most everybody throughout here is very scrappy looking. They are shifting eyes, not willing to hold your gaze. Many of them, as you walk confidently down the street, many people scatter, get out of your way, and get into alleys. As you are heading down through the town, you hear the sounds of music pulling out of a very large 2-story building just up ahead that kind of juts into the street just a little bit with a large front porch.
I'm heading there.
Okay.
See if I can gain some information.
This is a very saloon-style building with the front porch that kind of wraps the entire front half, a balcony over the top. You see several people seated on the balcony up above that leads into the building itself. And then opening into the doors, it is kind of like an open-air concept where it is saloon doors that you push through as you enter in, a bar top on one side of the room, tables scattered throughout, and then a second floor that leads you up and into rooms. And it's all very open as you enter in.
Yeah, find a way to the bar.
Okay. You sit yourself at the bar. A old, weathered-looking human male sits behind the bar himself, polishing up a dirty stone cup. What can I do you for?
What you got?
Grog?
Take one.
Hey. The both of you, the three of you, you all drinking?
Nah, just the two of us.
Just the two?
Yeah.
That'll be 4 silver.
4 silver. You got it.
Haven't seen you around these parts.
No, we're new to town actually, just traveling.
From where?
Way around looking for somebody.
I won't ask much more.
Yeah. I haven't been here before.
I wouldn't imagine so, being out of town.
Yeah, it was quite the travel.
Surprised you survived out there.
That was
You're
not
part
fun.
of a skidder.
Used to be. Kind of running on our own now.
You look it. You can tell right now he starts to squint at Pizor. You all right there, friend?
Heat's got to him.
Pizor kind of hides his head a little bit and holds it down further, and he says, I am fine.
Heat's getting them. It's been long days of travel.
Kick your feet up. The grog's cool.
This is what's it? Cerealion?
Cerealion.
Dude, I put 2 L's. I knew that's not right. Cerealion.
Cerealion.
This is Cerealion, isn't it?
Hey,
What's the structure y'all got here? The man I'm looking for, I think, is on the inside.
the structure.
Yeah, you got wall up outside. You're on the outside of this ginormous wall.
That's because we can't afford to be on the insides.
What's that mean? Just you gotta have enough coin.
Pretty much.
Cost to get through the gates.
Hey,
And you ain't got much left.
2 gold to enter.
Everyone human here.
Is there another option?
There are.
Where'd you say you're from now?
South. Past the storm. Told you I'm looking for someone.
From the underpits. You've got to be.
My business is my own. Is that fair?
Fair enough.
My coin's still good.
All spins the same. And a few more keep me silent.
I don't have a problem with that. I slide a full gold over.
And he just pockets it right away.
What'd you say your name was, friend?
Lars,
Lars, a pleasure.
you can say that. We've got cool cisterns around back if you need to take a bath.
Doesn't sound like a bad idea. Now might see about making our way towards this gate. What does this taste like? This
It is a very thick, viscous fluid that has kind of like a
don't like that you
grayish
called it
color
just
to it.
fluid.
Yeah,
It's just fluid.
yeah.
Cool.
But it has a slight sweetness to it, but definitely like a fermented taste.
I drink most of it.
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
Like it definitely quenches the thirst. You can tell it's low enough in alcohol content to the where you could get drunk on it if you really tried, but
All
probably
right.
make yourself just as sick.
All right. Be good, Lars.
Travel safe. And he just kind of shakes his head and goes back to his work.
Okay. We walk out. Jeez. Where the heck are we?
I'm starting to think I should not be here.
I'm starting to think we shouldn't be here.
No kidding. You don't have that hat around still, do you?
Well, we took it from the broodmother. So actually it's in the bag of holding.
I don't think I'd be opposed to looking just like one of you.
Here. Put it on.
And he ducks into an alley, puts the hat on, and emerges a very large-looking human.
Perfect. Much better.
Sorry, I couldn't think of anything else. So
No, it looks great.
barkeep looked about the same.
Yeah. No, I think it looks perfect. Let's make our way to the gate and let's see if we can gain any information from the inside.
Okay. And with a disguised Pizor, the two of you head towards that main gate, and that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Okay. Sweet. Main gate. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into today's episode of Commander's Log.
Episode 51. Can you guys believe it? I sure can't. I don't know how we got here. We're one away from a full year's. One episode a week for a full year, which is pretty sick. Super excited about that. So thank you guys for coming all the way to here to join us for this journey. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button. Hit the sub bell to get notifications. Check out the other socials. Check out Jason Wardell of In the Vast Forest on Spotify and Bandcamp, and Roll for Sketching on Instagram. Do all the cool things that show your support for us, because we appreciate you being here.
We do. We greatly appreciate it.
I have no more ramblings to give, so with all that being said,
Don't forget to check us out on Saturdays for the long rest at noon, where we talk about all things D&D, from player tips to Dungeon Master things to just things we want to talk about.
absolutely.
So go check those out, and if anything, we'll see you next Wednesday.
See you.